The Dutch fans chanting the name of Michael van Gerwen, who's already won 7 titles on the European Tour this year. He's collecting titles left, right and centre again in 2018. His extraordinary career continues. This, a repeat of the European Match Play final in Hamburg in July. William O'Connor going all the way there before being beaten 8-2 by Michael. William seeing off the Czech Republic player Karel Sadlacek yesterday in the first round. And Rapid Ricky Evans awaiting the winner to see who prevails. Alongside me, Chris Murphy.
Yeah, Michael van Gerwen picks up the title in Hamburg, beating this man in the final.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is William to throw first. Game on.
O'Connor in uncharted territory on that Sunday evening. He's a man who has only managed to make it past this stage twice on the European Tour. Once back in 2015, when he did, he beat Michael's best friend, Vincent van der Voort, before losing out to Michael himself in the quarterfinals. And MVG too good, an 8-2 success, an average of 105 in winning the European Darts Match Play.
100.
Well, that was a precursor to the World Match Play, but it didn't go well there for Michael van Gerwen. It hasn't gone too well in some of the big TV events this year. Okay, won the Premier League and the Masters, but defeats to Jeffrey Disvan and Jeffrey Disvan again at the UK Open and World Match Play.
96.
Made some suggest that van Gerwen was on the slide. Well, it didn't seem that way last weekend.
No.
When he dropped just one leg on the way to the final.
180. $135.
Michael van Gerwen purposely switching down for the 15s there.
And a nice tidy 14 dart leg to get William O'Connor's account up and running.
57.
Yeah, van Gerwen on the Euro Tour has been more dominant than he has been anywhere else. We know the level of his darting dominance since he's become world number 1 when he won his first world title. He hasn't shifted from that position. But on the Euro Tour, he's won almost half of the events.
140.
There was a stat banded about yesterday that Michael van Gerwen's average earnings on the Euro Tour is somewhere around £13,000 per event. That's more than the runner-up gets.
134.
Extraordinary, quite extraordinary run.
Well,
there are 2 men in this match, and Willie O'Connor will be buoyed by that run in Hamburg. Went back to work the Monday afternoon after reaching the final on the Sunday night, would you believe?
140. William O'Connor 167.
Well, a big outshot here needed for the man from County Limerick, and it's not going to go.
57. Michael O'Connor 24.
So double 12 for MVG. Double 6.
18. William O'Connor.
Westwood won quitted them to level at MVG during this year. It's that his doubling has decreased in efficiency. The outcome on this occasion is not going to be that O'Connor mops up, but van Gerwen won't want to mess about with this double 3.
No score.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't move across the hockey there. Real chance for an early break.
Ooh,
46.
doesn't go.
Michael, you require 6.
Well, back for that 6. And double
Game
3,
shown in the second leg.
no trouble
Michael
that time.
Van Gerwen. Third leg is William to throw first.
Almost a look
Come
of
on.
relief on Michael's face there, and bafflement at the same time that it took him so long to
60.
take that leg out.
He will give Willie chances, but if he doesn't take them, he won't give him many more.
43.
Now, after his win last night, William, over the Czech Republic player Karel Sadlacek, William told Dan on stage he doesn't fear MVG.
100.
Yes, he lost to him in that final in Hamburg, but he has beaten him in the past on the floor tournaments.
93.
Very solid player, William O'Connor. See the simplicity of the action. Breeds consistency.
60.
And Michael's liking of the European Tour tournaments and his
57.
success within them, I wonder whether it's the fact that obviously the majority of them are played on mainland Europe. Sometimes drives to events, doesn't he? Obviously this one in his native Holland. We've had another one in Holland earlier in the year, but
59.
places like Germany, Austria, whether the feeling of being on more familiar
100.
soil and being able to drive to and from events rather than getting on long haul flights for some of the events, whether that makes a difference. But I guess you could say it's the same for
150.
all of the players based on mainland Europe that are competing at the top level of the tour.
And it's not like
140.
he's not winning when he
William
turns up at the other ones, is it?
107.
But only about an hour and a half from where he lives, in Vlijmen.
55. Michael requires 68.
Well, 68 for a break of throw and a 2-1 lead, double 4, double 2. Ooh.
64.
I don't think it was in.
William, you require 52.
Michael Van Gerwen just inspecting the board to see from where it was rejected. My guess is the wire.
Being shot on the third leg.
On the outer ring.
Fourth leg is Michael to throw first.
Now we can have another match that goes to the wire.
93.
And some great matches tonight, has to be said. The fans here in the Mech Arena in Maastricht certainly getting value for money, and still we have Johnny Clayton up against Carl Anderson. Johnny Clayton, the number 4 seed after his success in Europe this year.
40.
And then Simon Whitlock against Cristo Reyes. Australia versus Spain to end off the night.
Another bounce out there for Van Gerwen, and he looked across at the match official, Paul Hinks. I actually think that third dart hit the point of one of the darts that was already in the board. Well, this could get into his head if he thinks there's an issue.
96.
In the matches that we've had so far this evening, we had a couple of 6-5s and a couple of 6-4s in the first 4 matches, but the 6-4s also felt like 6-5s because of the drama and the quality of them.
Yes, well, James Wade suffered bounce outs right at the very death as Richie Edhouse took out the number 5 seed earlier on this evening.
Well, that was a sizable scalp, but this would send shockwaves through the Dutch Darts Championship and the greater darting world. Well, he was looking for treble 12 there.
51.
This is MVG's favourite finish.
32.
Won't happen now, so
29.
great opportunity for a 2-leg cushion over the Dutchman, and does so.
William O'Connor. This leg is William to throw first.
And a break. Well,
Game on.
William O'Connor showing no fear, like he said after last night when he knew he'd be facing Michael.
100.
Well, he's halfway there.
137.
We won't start writing Michael van Gerwen off and out of the Dutch Darts Championship just yet, but there will be plenty of interested spectators for this. Some of them perhaps in a hotel nearby. One or two in the practice room upstairs.
99.
Look, we do know one of the characteristics of Michael is that he can go missing for a few legs, but then suddenly turn the afterburners on and then blow opponents away. Certainly capable of doing that. But over the short format on this European tour, first to 6 legs, he can't afford to go missing for too long in matches.
Well, he's got the chance to remind O'Connor why he's the world #1 when he returns.
140, Michael Crown 170.
Haven't seen this yet. Not going to see it now.
96.
But he has applied some pressure to this shot and he's putting the Magpie's throw under threat straight away after losing his own.
A little snarl from William O'Connor when that first
74.
dart missed the treble 20 that was intended. Double 16 then. Sliding along the Oki.
42.
Can't sneak it in.
William, you require 4.
Double trouble for Michael van Gerwen once again.
And O'Connor wants 4 for a 4-1 lead.
Shot on the 5th leg. William O'Connor, 6th leg is Michael to throw first.
Are we going to see a big upset tonight here in Maastricht?
53.
Has been on the end of a few shock defeats in the last 12 months or so, Michael van Gerwen. It all really started at the World Grand Prix when the Highlander John Henderson knocked him out in round 1.
67.
Beaten, of course, by Jeffrey Desvan at the UK Open, and then again in the first round of the World Match Play, one of the biggest ever shocks in that tournament. Now this would not sit alongside them, but to see the #1 seed in his home country in front of his adoring fans lose at the first round would be a massive upset in more ways than one.
And on the other side of that, it would also be a huge boost to those players still in this Dutch Darts Championship to see the main threat, the man who's won 7 titles on the European Tour this year, go out so early on in the competition.
Well, what is a huge shock is that Michael van Gerwen is averaging less than 90.
140.
Checkout percentage of less than 10%. Who is that guy on the stage? Where's the real MVG? Because O'Connor's playing like him at the moment. Got to go this. It really has to go.
Double top. It doesn't go. So 56 to go to within 1 leg of knocking out the world #1 and #1 seed in the Dutch Darts Championship, and he does it. He's hitting everything beautifully at the moment, is the Irishman. And he's throwing now for the match, folks.
Well, we saw one Gerwen earlier today, Gerwen Price, 5-1 down and forced a last leg decider but couldn't get over the line. It doesn't look likely from what we've seen so far that MVG is going to offer up something similar.
134.
If you look at where Michael van Gerwen's game normally is, it's somewhere between 100 and 106 in the averages more often than not.
140.
This is around as bad as Michael van Gerwen has played since he's hit the top of the game.
Yes, a well below par performance from MVG, but let's take nothing away from William O'Connor, who's been taking his chances.
Yeah, full credit to Willie O'Connor. He's
98.
An average in the high 90s.
64.
Dare I say 10 points higher than Michael van Gerwen. His finishing has been sublime. And he's got the luxury of not having to go for shots like this because he's so far in front in this leg and in this match.
Yeah.
130.
5 out of 6 on the doubles so far for O'Connor.
58.
1 out of
William
12
Unicorn,
for Michael
34.
van Gerwen, and for a famous victory, William O'Connor wants 34. He's splitting it, 2 for double 16, and the match, and the number 1 seed knocked out at his first round stage. The second round of the competition, of course, William O'Connor, a famous win. They met in the final in Hamburg a few months ago. A change of